Okay, now we're recording. So 4 plus 90 equals 94, so that would be my answer. Someone asked the other day if there's any way to check it. Like, you know how when we do division, we can do multiplication and go the other way? We can't check it like this. So what I suggest doing is to solve it again. If you got the same answer again, then you're probably right. Aura, do you have a question?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
When I'm like doing my work and you're talking, I can only see you. I can't see your screen. I can only see you.
Let me see. Is anybody else not seeing my screen? I'm gonna unmute you for a second. Hold on, just a second. Figure out how to unmute you. Is anybody else not seeing the screen?
No.
I can.
No, ma'am.
I can.
See the screen.
I can see it.
No, ma'am.
I can see
I
it.
can see you.
3.
Are you seeing
I
where
can
I'm solving it?
I can see the screen.
My camera's not on. Hold on.
Remember.
Do you see me talking or do you see my picture talking? Oh.
Let's catch a phone.
Okay, now you can see me. All right, Aura, did that help?
What?
My guides.
What do I do? What do I do to like go back?
Why don't you get out and come back in and see if that helps?
Yeah. Okay.
Leave it and come back in and I'll get you. All right, so the rest of us, I'm going to mute you back. All right, so I'm going to clear this. So next what I want you to write down, let me see, let me let Ariv back in. Sorry, technical difficulties, hold on. Sorry, Aiden got kicked out, so I gotta let him back in. Okay, so let's write another one down. So write this one down. 3 times 5 times 3 times 5. This is a different kind we haven't done yet because they all have multiplication here. So there is no other option but for us to do multiplication. So we go left to right, just like that. If you need to draw your arrow, you can. So 3 times 5 is 15. Okay, so we do that one first, and then we rewrite times 3 times 5. Then we have to do this one because it's the next one going from left to right. So if we do 15 times 3, 3 times 5 is 15, carry the 1. 3 times 1 is 3, plus 1 is 4. So we get 45, and then we write down times 5. And then that's how we end that one, is we solve that one by saying 45 times 5. 5 times 5 is 25, so carry the 2. 5 times 4 is 20, plus 2 is 22, so 225 is our answer. So for this one, what's different is that it's multiplication all the way across. So we do the multiplication every time, but you can't just pick and choose what you want to do. You have to go across, left to right. If you watched the video from YouTube yesterday, one of the things that guy said, and I liked that video because he made that clear, that you can't just pick and choose whichever one you want to do first. You have to go by the order of operations. That's why we have that. If you guys can't see the screen, I think you're just going to have to come out and come back in, and I can let you in when you come back. I don't know how else to solve that, because I think that might be on your end. All right, so let's clear this one. All right, let me get the next one up. Let's do, this one's kind of easy. 1 plus 4 plus 3 minus 3. So I'm going to do this one with you guys, and I'll give you one where you can try it on your own. All right, so we don't have any multiplication or division, so we have addition, subtraction. We go left to right to solve that. So the first thing is 1 plus 4 is 5. Then let's rewrite plus 3 minus 3. Then we go left to right again. 5 plus 3 is 8 minus 3. Then we can solve it. 8 minus 3 is 7, 6, 5. So we get 5 as our answer. Okay? So 5 would be your answer there. So even though it has no multiplication and division, you're going to have to go from left to right. Okay? So I think you guys are getting it. We're just going to keep practicing the rest of this week. We might keep practicing after spring break. We don't want to hurry through it, okay? So we're going to do whatever we need to till we get it. And if you do understand it, then it's just more 100s for you, okay? So yesterday's assignment, I took that as a homework grade again because I wanted more practice before I take it as a classwork grade. So like I just said a minute ago, after 4 o'clock today, when it's due, I'll make a video and I'll go through and show you each step on how to do those. All right, so I'm going to give you one that you can try on your own. So this one, 6 times 3 minus 6 minus 9, okay? All right, let me answer some chat people while you guys are doing this. Remember, if you send me the answer through chat, make sure you're not sending it to everybody because then it tells them the answer before they get to try it, okay? So, Clive, I don't know if you can see the screen, but it's 6 times 3 minus 6 minus 9. Okay, let me solve it on my paper because I don't have the answer key. And then I can tell you whether you're right or wrong. All right, so Leonidas, yes, you're right. Arim, yes. Parker, yes. Rahel, yes. Chance, almost. You gotta do, I think, another step. Sophia, yes. Callie, yes. Ellis, yes. Skylar, you're close. iPad 2, is that Marshall? Yes, Marshall, you got it right. Faith, yes. Clive, yes. Good, you guys are getting this one. Good. Give you a couple more minutes to, seconds, I guess, to try this one. Skylar, you're super close. Remember, you're going to do your multiplication first. Lorelai, yes. Ella, yes. Aiden, try again. You're not too far off. Remember I told you Monday that you would eventually get it. It just is something new. Natasha, you're good, yep. Chance, yep. Faith, yep, you're good. All right, so I'm gonna solve it with you guys here. Skylar, yep. All right, so I turned the chat off for just a second so I can solve it with you guys. So 6 times 3 is what you do first. You get 18. Then I rewrite 18 minus 6 minus 9. So then all I have left is subtraction, so I go left to right. 18 minus 6 is 12. 12 minus 9 is 3. So you got your answer of 3. Good job. That is more like what you'll see next year in 5th grade. We'd already did this year before all of this happened with 5th grade, and they did parentheses. And if you watched the YouTube video yesterday, he showed you that. And we've kind of talked about that in 4th grade. Parentheses just means you do it first. Okay, so I'm going to give you another. Try this one on your own. And these are like the ones you're going to have today for classwork. 8 plus 10 plus 8 times 4. 8 plus 10 plus 8 times 4. So I'm going to solve it on my paper while you guys solve it. Okay. So I'll check the chat. Remember, if you're sending it, don't send it to the whole class. We're getting different answers here, so let me check mine, make sure we're not. See, I just went really fast and made a mistake and I got it wrong. So go back and make sure you're not doing it too quickly, because that's what I just did, and that's why I didn't get the same answer as some of you guys. So give me just a second. All right, Arav, yes. Leonidas, you're really close. Parker, yes. Ella and Callie, you both got the same answer, but it's the wrong one. So I think you did something out of order. Jada, not quite. Sophia, not quite. Natasha, yes. Aiden, yes. Faith, yes. Lorelai, yes. Clive, again, that one was 8 plus 10 plus 8 times 4. So if you got 104, try that one again, because a couple of you are getting 104. Callie, not quite. So if everybody's getting 104, that means that we're doing our steps backwards somewhere. You have to know your multiplication facts too. Remember, 8 times 4 is 32. So you need to make sure you're getting 8 times 4 is 32. Chance, that's right. A little bit longer, then I'm going to solve it for you and show you. Leo, that's right. Leonidas, sorry. Ellis, yeah. I'm going to tell you guys it's under 100. So if you got over 100, you need to try that again. I'll tell you what I did wrong the first time is I did 8 plus 10, and then I don't know what I was thinking and just wrote 8 instead of something else. So make sure you're not going too quickly through it, because you'll make silly mistakes like me. Rahel, that's right. All right, so I'm going to solve it with you guys. So 8 times 4 is the first thing you do, because multiplication always trumps addition and subtraction. So we get 32. So then you rewrite 8 plus 10 plus 32. So then we go left to right. 8 plus 10 is 18 plus 32, and you get 50. Okay, so 50 is your answer. So you should have done multiplication first. 8 times 4 is 32. Then you get 8 plus 10 is 18 plus 32 is 50. Okay. Reminder, if you saw in the video too, you can't just put these in the calculator. It won't work, okay? Because the calculator, unless you're using a scientific calculator and you're putting it in a certain way, it doesn't recognize order of operations. Okay, so you can't use a calculator. Now, when you get into middle school and high school and you have scientific calculators, then you can do it. All right, so let's try one more by yourselves. I'm going to clear the screen. I'm going to give you a harder one. Let's see if you can do this one. 44 divided by 4 times 4 times 5. Okay, so 44 divided by 4 times 4 times 5. I'm going to say it one more time for those of you who can't see the screen. 44 divided by 4 times 4 times 5. So remember, multiplication and division, you go from left to right when you see them together like this. So first things first, you're going to do 44 divided by 4. So I'm going to start you off there. And don't try to rush through it. That's just going to make you mess up. Let me check the chat and see what kind of answers we have. Oh, these are looking good. Ara, yes. Leonidas, yes. Parker, close, but not quite. Faith, yes. Skylar, yes. Rahel, yes. Good job. Daniel, yes. Aiden, yes. Good job, guys. You're getting this. I know it's hard to learn through the computer, but you guys are doing a good job. Lorelai, yes. Remember, first things is division because you see it first. Callie, yes. Natasha, yes. Parker and Marshall, keep trying on those. This one is a higher answer. You're going to get a higher number for this one. So this is where all the stuff we've practiced all year is coming together. Ellis, yes. You need to know your division and you need to know your multiplication. Chance, yes. Give people a little bit more time to solve it and then we'll do a couple more. Jada, you're getting closer, but keep trying. I'm going to give you guys a little hint if you're still going. 44 divided by 4 is 11. Okay, so you need to know that's 11. So then you end up with 11 times 4 times 5, and I'll write that here. Okay, so I'm going to go over it with you guys. And if you're not done or you got it wrong, watch and see. So 44 divided by 4 is 11. 11 times 4 is 44. And then we drop down the times 5. 44 times 5 is 220. Okay? So that's how you would do it. And remember, I'm recording this, so I will post it into Shobi, and that way you can rewatch it too. And then Clyde, you'll probably be able to see the screen there because it'll be from my point of view. All right. Let's try one more, and then we'll move on to letting you ask any questions you have, okay? So one more, and then I'm going to let you ask questions. Let's do 5 plus 10 divided by 1 plus 2. 5 times, I'm sorry, not 5 times, 5 plus 10 divided by 1 plus 2. All right, so I'm going to write that down and solve it while you guys solve it. 5 plus 10 divided by 1 plus 2. So remember what you do first. You do multiplication or division. And so I'm going to check the chat. Arav, yes. Leonidas, yes. Aiden, yes. Faith, yes. Daniel, yes. Parker, yes. Lorelai, yes. If you guys are getting these, then that's good. I feel comfortable with that. Chance, yes. Natasha, yes. Ella, yes. Marshall, yes. Almost Skylar, keep going. Jada, yes. Good job. You guys are rocking it out. Good job. Ellis, yes. Keep going, Skylar. Gotta go higher than that. So keep in mind, 10 divided by 1 is 10. Anything divided by itself is 10. I mean, not 10, sorry. Anything divided by 1 is itself. Sorry, I'm trying to read the chat and answer. Skylar, you're close. Faith, yes, you're right. Sophia, yes. Rahel, yes. Callie, yes. All right, so let me show you how to do this one. So the first thing is 10 divided by 1 is 10. So let me say that again because I messed it up a second ago. Anything divided by 1 is itself. We did that with division rules before we left school. So then we drop down 5 plus 10 plus 2. We drop down everything around it. Then we go left to right because all that's left is addition. So 5 plus 10 is 15 plus 2 is 17. Okay, so your answer there is 17. Good job, Skylar, you got it. All right, so I'm gonna unmute you in a second. Before I do, I want you to listen to what I'm about to tell you. On Friday, all assignments are due by 3 o'clock that day because spring break is gonna start that afternoon. So here's what I need to tell you for that. All missing work needs to be in by Friday. So I'm gonna, after we get done with this, check all the missing work that we have. So if you have missing work, I need it in by this Friday. Then instead of having a live lesson Friday, I'm gonna move it to tomorrow. So if you can't come because it's off the schedule, that's fine. I'll do the recording and then I'll post it on Shobi. So if you can't come tomorrow because it's not our usual time, that's fine. So what we'll do instead of having a live lesson Friday is have it tomorrow. That way you have a whole day to do your work and you're not doing it Saturday, okay? So Friday I'll try to find some fun things for us to do since it's right before spring break. I told you Monday that we can find some cool virtual field trips. Another thing, I put up the little experiment kind of thing. You guys don't have to do that. It's not a grade. It's just for you to have some fun with if you want to. I didn't make mine all the way, so that's why it looks kind of like it's falling apart. Tristan in 5th grade, he did his, and it looked really cool. So I just got kind of tired of the smell of conditioner, so I stopped. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to unmute you in just a second, and if you have any questions, you can ask me about math. But remember, don't talk or make noise unless it's a question about math because it takes over the microphone. And then I can't hear anyone, okay? If you don't have a question about math, sit tight and we're gonna do some science review real quick. All right, let me figure out how to unmute you guys. All right, you're unmuted if you have a question. Clive, you have a question?
No. No.
No, do you have a question?
No.
Okay.
I have a question. Are we gonna have any Zoom lessons on Friday?
Earl, did you listen to what I just said?
No, like for the other teachers.
That's up to them. I don't know. I'll tell them what I'm doing. They might not want to just because if I give you work on Friday at 1 o'clock, then you kind of have to rush to get it done. So they might not. We're going to go over some science real quick. Even if you've already taken the test, I want you to pay attention.
Yeah.
I'm going to clear our screen.
I got a question.
Who has a question? Daniel? Noah?
So I'll let Ellis ask the question first.
My computer says you're going to get kicked out in a certain amount of time.
And it's weird. It has like a red dot that says getting kicked out, like in like 20 seconds or something. Yeah, it says 20 seconds, and it's weird.
Anybody else have that?
No.
No.
Oh, but I know it does that.
Ellis, if it does, just come back in. Click the link again and it'll let you back in.
Okay.
Okay. Sometimes it does that, but I have the paid version, so it shouldn't do that on my end. I know you guys don't have the paid version, so it shouldn't do that to you when I'm posting it. But if it does kick you out, just come back in. Leonidas, your question?
What time will our class be tomorrow?
Same time. We'll do 1 o'clock.
But that's when we have Miss Burke.
Is it? I think hers is at 2.
No, she go with that too.
Let me check.
Oh,
Is she at
I
2?
forgot. And also, I already did my test.
That's okay. I'm going to tell you in a minute what to do if you've already done your test.
Miss Clark.
I haven't graded it yet, so if you need to go back and fix it, you can.
And also, what was your response to me peeling a lemon and eating it?
Chili bumps.
Miss Clark.
Well,
Yeah.
I didn't hear you.
Made me shiver.
What did you say about STEM tomorrow?
Your STEM time is at 2 o'clock, so it'll be fine.
It's the end of it. So.
All right, so I'm going to mute you guys and talk to you about science real quick. All right, so you're muted. If you get kicked out because of the time limit, just come back in, and I'll let you back in. All right, so we're going to review for science. If you've already taken your test, that's fine. I still want you to listen. You can go back, because I have not graded them yet. So if you need to go back and look at some answers, you can. Okay, so for the first part of the test, it was vocab. I suggest you studying your vocab first and then taking that. If you want to take it in sections, study your vocab, take the test, go back and study some more, that's fine too. All right, so let's go back over what we talked about Monday too. Anytime you see anything with a tree in a fossil or wood in a fossil, it's petrified. Remember, a footprint is a trace fossil. Think of it like it leaves a trace behind. Bones are good for likely forming fossils. The droppings, remember, tells us what the animal ate. The rock at the bottom is always the oldest, remember that. A mold forms when the remains of the animal are washed out by rock or water. So what happens is the soft parts of the animal start to decay and rot, and then over time the wind and water kind of wash it out. Heat and pressure can leave behind carbon film. Remember, it's that black film left behind. Then it tells you again about the minerals taking place of once living things. That is the petrified fossil. The type of coal that burns the hottest is anthracite. So remember that one. Why do we study fossils? We want to know more about Earth. We want to know more about animals that lived a long time ago and maybe the ancestors of those animals that are still alive today. Remember that fossils are found in sedimentary rock because that's the one that has layers. So it's not a lot of heat and pressure, and it has layers and layers. Remember that we talked about the energy coming from the sun. So the sun gives a plant energy to make its food. An animal eats that plant. The animal dies, and then it gets buried and eventually turns to fossil fuels, which we use for petroleum, coal, things like that for energy. This one I keep hammering home to you, but you guys know it already. If we find fish fossils in the desert, it means it used to have water. Maybe it was a sea, a pond, a lake, something like that. Then it gave you a picture, and if you've already taken the test, you know what I'm talking about. It shows you a picture of tracks. When you're looking at those tracks, you might want to look at how far apart they are. That can tell you how wide apart the legs are. It can tell you, if you look at how deep it is, how heavy the animal was. If you're looking at the different shapes of it, it could tell you what their paws look like. So all of those things will help you study for that. And then tomorrow we'll start our new chapter. So I'm going to unmute you, and you can ask any questions. If you don't have any questions, you guys can go start working on your math. I'm going to unlock it right now. Do you have any questions?
For math.
5H1.
Wait, Clark,
I'm unlocking math right now. It's a worksheet.
Miss Clark, it's math.
Yes. All right.
Oh.
Because you can do.
Hope you have a good day and bye.
Bye.
Hey, Miss Clark, I have a question.
Bye.
Hey,
Allow me to leave.
Hey, Miss
Oh,
Clark.
Yeah.
Good afternoon.
All right, guys. If you don't have a question, be quiet so I can hear other questions. Lorelai, what's your question?
Bye, Miss Clark. Bye, Miss Clark.
Are we allowed to?
By chance.
Bye.
All right, Lorelai.
I have a question.
Are we allowed to leave a
Hold on,
meeting?
let me get Lorelai's question. So, Lorelai, sorry, say it one more time.
Allowed to leave the meeting, correct?
Yeah, you can leave if you want.
Miss Clark.
Anybody else have any questions? If you don't have any questions, you guys can go. I unlocked it for you.
So what do we do when we
Natasha.
finished our science test?
If you finish science and you need to go back, you can go back and answer the questions. And it looks like I gave you the answer key for that.
Okay. I have to go because
All right,
my
Miss Clark gave
iPad's
you
on
the answer key.
2%.
So I gotta go back and do it.
Bye, Miss Clark.
Bye.
Bye, Miss Clark.
I accidentally gave you the answer key, so I have to go back and fix it.
Hi.
Bye, Miss Clark.
Bye if you're leaving.